Hey guys, welcome to Al's Cyclery. My name is Maverick. Today we're going to be setting up these wheels tubeless and I'll show you how. So tubeless sealant is going to help your tires stay protected from thorns, rocks, and if you get any gashes at all, it's supposed to seal it and keep your tires running for longer. Alright, so what we're going to need today is we're going to need some sealant. This is some Muck Off tubeless sealant. It's a favorite of mine. Along with that, if your tires or your wheels aren't set up tubeless, you're going to need some tape. Some wheels are set up tubeless ready, but you'll have to check. And unless you're already set up tubeless, you're going to be needing some new tubeless valves to replace the ones that your tubes have. Along with that, you're going to need a tire lever to take off your tire and tube. This one's not really a necessary item, but it'll help you when taking out your valve core. And if you want to put your sealant in through your valve, you'll need one of those. You also need something to poke a hole through the tubeless tape once you've got it all wrapped and ready to go. So you can use something. We have a specialized poker that we use, hand fabricated here at Al's Cyclery, and we just heat it up with a blowtorch. Makes it real easy. You'll also need a pump, a compressor, whatever works for you. Compressor will usually be easier. These just need to bead and you need to have a lot of PSI. A pump will work also. Other than that, you might just need a rag to help clean up the mess, because 9 times out of 10, you're gonna make a mess, but that's okay, everyone does. I've gone ahead and taken the tire and tube off. If you're wondering how to do that, we have a separate video showing that. It'll be linked below. You're gonna wanna go ahead and look if you have a rim strip or not. This tire looks like it's tubeless ready. This is actually just a rim strip. It is not ready for tubeless. So that's something you'll have to check on either your manufacturer's specifications or it's something you can take off the wheel and look at yourself. But you're gonna wanna rip that out if it's not tubeless tape. When the rim surface is bare, you're gonna wanna make sure it's really clean. This one's got a little bit of water on it, so we're just gonna make sure to wipe all that away. You can spray these with isopropyl alcohol if you need to really clean them off. But just making sure you have a good surface for the tape to stick to is going to prevent you from getting any leaks in the future. All right, the next step is going to be taping the rim. So you're going to want to find your valve hole. And you're going to start a little bit before it, maybe a few spokes. And the key part to making sure this tubeless tape works is having it as tight as you can and no wrinkles. You get a nice even seal all the way along. You don't have to have a wheeling stand for this. You can do this on the ground. It just makes it a little bit easier if you have a touring stand. Okay, then once you get to the wraparound point, you just want to make sure that old tape is really pushed down on there. You're going to bring that on tight. Go past that valve hole about 2 or 3 spokes, and then we're just going to cut it and we're going to seal it right there. All right. Okay. One thing I also like to do is just run my fingers around the sides of the tape, kind of really press it down onto the wheel. It just helps prevent any leaks or anything you might get. But as you can see, this tape is pretty smooth all the way around. No bubbles, nothing real bad like that. And that's how you want it to look. All right, once you've got the rim taped, you're gonna wanna poke through that valve hole, get a good hole for your valve to go through. So we're gonna use a blowtorch and just a little stabbing device. This is our new tubeless valve. So we're gonna take off the cap. You're also gonna take off this collar. Then once you've got your valve stem looking like this, you're gonna put it through. You're gonna wanna put the O-ring, if it's supplied, this collar on. Make sure it's nice and tight on there. This is one of the major places that fluid can leak through. Just finger tight is good. All right, and it's ready for the tire. Okay, I just finished putting the tire back on. If you need to know how to do that, you can find that video in our description below. Otherwise, once you get to this point, you're gonna wanna take this core out and we're gonna put some sealant in to this wheel. So, get your sealant. I like to give it a little bit of a shake before. You can also put sealant in through the side of your tire before you put it on all the way. That one's a little trickier, and this one is much cleaner. So with this, we're gonna go about 2 to 4 ounces. My bottle has a measuring device on the side, so I can just kind of look at it. So you're gonna wanna put about 2 to 4 ounces of the sealant inside your tire. 2 being for skinnier tires, 4 being for fatter tires, like mountain bike tires. Then we're just gonna put that core right back in and button everything up. All right, this is gonna be the trickiest part. Unless you have a compressor, getting these tubeless tires to seat is a little tricky. So we're just gonna wanna try and, there it goes. If you notice any small leaks when first pumping it up, you can kind of just shake the wheel around a little bit, get that sealant in all the nooks and crannies. That should help stop any minor leaks. Once you've got the wheel at your desired PSI, we're just gonna go around, just make sure everything is ready. You'll wanna make sure that the tire is seated fully around the wheel on both sides. Something to know when setting up tubeless, they can start to bubble in certain areas. When it's small bubbles like this, just try and make sure, kind of shake the sealant around in that area, then the sealant should seal anything. Not a big concern, but just make sure that gets sealed off. For the first week of having tubeless tires, you're gonna wanna make sure your wheels are either spinning or that you go on a ride every so often to keep that fluid moving and throughout the entirety of the tire. Along with that, every 2 to 3 months, you're gonna wanna do a refresh, make sure that sealant is fresh. Just that same thing we did with the valve core right here. Open it up, pour some more in there, and you'll be ready to roll. All right, guys, well, there you have it. Once you set up your tires tubeless, you are ready to go. These will last a lot longer on thorny trails than a tube will. They'll keep you protected from any thorns, any rocks, anything like that. So make sure you like and subscribe. Tell us what you want to see us do in the future. And if you have any other questions, come stop by out the shop and we'll help you out.